Honestly speaking, the more preview for the anime comes out, the more hype I really get. It is that good. No, we didn't skip a chapter, nor the official post their own chapter, though I once heard they made a typo calling it Chapter 15. This is, in fact, the follow up to the most intense battle of the arc so far. At the startup, one would think, why a flashback all of a sudden? As much as I adore the battle and looking forward to the climax, after reading this chapter, it added more to his interests and rewards. I'm used to flashback occurring in the middle of the battle. I'm also used to the explanation to a sudden twist. For instance, a character pulls a stunt that shocked the opponent, leaving fans wondering, how did that person do that? The chapter is the combination of the two, and I thought it was done in an insightful and welcomely heartwarming way. It focuses on one of the most important life lessons with Tanjiro's father that is now becoming the most valuable lesson today. On top of that, we do get more inside look of his father as a man himself. Tanjiro's father was sick at the time of the flashback, yet he presented himself as a calm and gentle, with a smile to ease the concern. As interesting his father is, there are other elements that draw my attention. Hinokami Kagura, or Dance of the Fire God, is interesting, but pretty intense tradition. For Kamado, they have to perform the dance that lasts from sunset to sunrise. That's crazy. In greater detail, there are 12 routines, and the amount of performance can range from hundreds to thousands, or even more of time. That's seriously crazy. That's one way to prepare for Muzan. Although it is challenging as hell, it is rewarding once the user masters its art. Tanjiro thought it had weakened his father, but realistically, he's far better than when he was a child. It's a nice way to say practice makes perfect. With the encouraging mindset, this is where it gets interesting, as it introduces a phase when a person reaches their high state of skill. What perplexed Tanjiro was the ideology behind the phrase clear head. It's due to the amount of practice to form a proper breathing and control. The idea is to understand. The idea is understanding your body thoroughly, as open all five senses. Once you learn and adapt many things, it's at this point where you eliminate what's unnecessary and focus on what's necessary. It's equivalent to eye closing when listening. It closes down a sense and its energy travels to the ear for better hearing effect. That's pretty reasonable and somewhat relatable. Push to the limitation of your strength, you will enter to the domain via clearing your head. That will grant you to the transparent world. The demonstration of its concept isn't shown until later on, but at this point, this had me intrigued. What's also intriguing is the charming father-son bonding moment. During the lecture, the father was also lacing up shoes out of straws for his son. No wonder Tanjiro looks up to him. It wouldn't be the last bonding moment here, which is nice to know. But this time, it's a demonstration that would carry over for the rest of Tanjiro's life. The timeline is 10 days before his father passed away, during the time where the family must protect themselves from a bear. It's a bit saddening to see the father looking pretty ill compared to earlier, but still keeping it strong. It's due to how caring and gentle he has shown that made me care about him, even if he is dead. Up next, however, is where he encountered the bear in a showdown that is pretty tense. Kotoge has really improved her art, and here is no exception. The scope of a man and a dangerous bear is alarming and chilling. The man is sick, and the bear is no pushover with its size and intimidating aura. Let's hope the anime doesn't animate the bear completely 3D realistic figure. Tanjiro was scared for his life, for he only carries an axe not big enough to slay a huge threat. Despite all of this, the father carried forward without a sign of fear. Instead, he told Tanjiro to observe carefully and learn what it means to be in a transparent world. Nice and smart father he was. What more can you ask? there's one. It's weird how I know his fate, yet I got chills from this encounter. I like how he is kind enough to give it a chance to back away or face death. He preferred to avoid it, but when in danger, is your family or theirs? The bear takes the challenge, and man, the showdown is captivating. I got chills throughout its sequence. I was stunned at the end, with him decapitating the bear with 2 swings. It sounds simple considering anime tend to go over the top, or in this case the manga, but the way how it plays out absorbed my attention. He did it all without any change to his expression. A badass father too? How cool. It's a lesson in which Tanjiro would never forget. It must be hard on him for fearing for his father's safety. Gotoge did a nice work on illustrating a child's fear. I like how the two got together again and prayed for the bear. I can see where he gets that gentleness. It goes back to the present timeline, only now it has more ways to the battle. The flashback adds more necessary value with its concept of transparent world, essentially introducing the next phase of talent, like Haki from One Piece series for instance. Not to mention, Tanjiro has more weights on him to win this battle outside of vengeance. He must carry the legacy. I thought it was brilliant for this chapter to recap the last chapter sequence with an in-depth look at the moment when Tanjiro dodged the fatal blow from Akaza. In other words, this explains his power-up, if you want to call it that, as well as how did he dodge it in a satisfying manner. When he was about to take that punch, he didn't feel fear, rather calm and focused. Even if that punch was fatal, most likely the killing blow, he wasn't distracted. He felt that he could enter the world, the transparent world. I am very intrigued. This is like entering the pinnacle stage of your body. He adapted many things to enter that world. This explains how he knew where the heart of Hantengu located. Is either because he really saw it or rather smelled it. The latter does fit his character really closely. His mind focused solely on dodge, and that's how he was able to escape death. This is such an intriguing concept that is simple yet pretty rewarding. It's welcoming to the battle style. It doesn't break the foundation. It has more. Hilarious how he had to apologize to Inosuke for his silly conversation, but it turns out it meant a lot. Who knew? Overall, this was a nice and interesting chapter that not only fulfilled to insert new details on combat, but brought the heart of the father-son relationship. The concept of transparent world is pretty neat and reasonable. The father was really cool in many ways, and I enjoyed his time with Tanjiro. The artwork is great, the explanation on that dodge made sense, and added more thrills to already great battle. This is his best chance to defeat Akaza. You can do this, boy. You can do it. Fight on! And that will do it for the review. I hope you enjoyed this one. Can you imagine how the anime will portray that scene with the bear? It would be amazing, but that's gonna be a long time. Supposedly the anime will actually go more longer than say 12 or 13 episodes, but I can't be sure. I only hear rumors, but it's not confirmed how many episodes it will be, and we're almost there. I cannot wait for it, but I also cannot wait for the climax of this battle. What do you think of the chapter? Share your thoughts in the comment section. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel, and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.